everyone, welcome to Mrunal's Math Tutorials. Today we are learning how to sketch graphs of cubic functions. This is part 2. I also have part 1 on sketching graphs of cubic functions. They are the basic questions that you would ever have in IGCSE or in AS level maths. In today's video, we'll look at some complex examples, such as the first one over here. We're having y equal to x squared times x minus 1. Now, how is it different to the ones which we have already done? Here, we're having x squared. It means that this is a repeated root. And what is the meaning of repeated root? We're going to explore that shortly. So, let us find the roots. To find the roots, as usual, you set y equal to 0. So we're going to have x squared times x minus 1 equal to 0. That means x squared is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. When x squared is 0, we're going to get x equal to 0. This is a repeated root, simply because you're having x squared. That means the graph will touch the x-axis at this root. And we're having the second root as x equal to 1. Let us identify what is the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we're going to substitute x equal to 0. So we're going to get y equal to 0 square, which is nothing but 0. 0 times anything is going to give you 0. Now that we have everything we need to sketch the graph, let's go ahead and sketch the graph. X-axis and y-axis. Remember to label your axis. And then we are having 0. Let's mark that point. And 1. This is 0, 0. Identify the shape of the graph. So when you multiply x squared with x, you're going to get x cubed. So your graph is going to be uphill, going up, right? And we know that you have a repeated root at x equal to 0. So your graph should touch, we know that it is uphill and it should touch the axis. So it's going to look something like this. Yeah, remember to use a pencil to draw your graphs. Touch the graph at the axis and then go up. It doesn't matter how deep do you take this graph, yeah, because you will never be asked to identify what is the maximum or the minimum point. If they do, this question needs to be followed up by derivatives and then turning points, and then you will have this. There is a very slim chance of having a question like that, but we cannot ignore it. Let us look at the next question. We are having y equal to 2 minus x bracket x plus 1 square. So the repeated root is over here. Yeah, let's identify what are the roots. So set y equal to 0. That means 2 minus x is 0, or 2 is equal to x, or x plus 1 bracket square equal to 0. That gives me x equal to minus 1, and this is a repeated root. So your graph should touch the axis at the repeated root. To find the y-intercept, substitute x equal to 0. So you get y equal to 2 minus 0, 0 plus 1, that is 2 times 1 square, which is 2. Now that you have everything you need to draw the graph, go ahead and draw the graph. You can pause the video for a minute and try to sketch it by yourself and come back and check the answer. So I think you had time to have a go at this question, to sketch the graph. So the first root is minus 1 comma 0, the second root is 2 comma 0, and the y-intercept is 0 comma 2. Let's look at the shape of the graph. So we are having minus x multiplied by x squared, so it's going to be a downhill. The graph is going to be a downhill, and we have a repeated root at x equal to minus 1. So it's going to be a downhill. The graph will touch the axis at the root, and then you go through the point 2 comma 0. So let us try to draw it. Now, a common mistake would be students try to turn the graph over here itself. Remember, you need to take it slightly higher, indicating the maximum point. Yeah, this is the y-intercept and this is the maximum point, and the graph crosses at minus 1 comma 0, which is a repeated root, so it should touch, the graph should touch the axis, right? Let us look at one last example to understand this concept thoroughly. Let's say you had y equal to x minus 1 bracket x squared plus 2x plus 1. Let's find the roots. So roots are going to be x minus 1 times x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. That gives me x minus 1 is 0, or x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So that gives me x is 1, or here I need to factorize this. So what are the factors of 1? The factors of 1 are 1 times 1 is 1, and does 1 plus 1 add up to 2? Yeah, multiplying to the last term and adding to the middle term. So 1 plus 1 adds to 2. So it's going to be x plus 1 times x plus 1. We could write this as x plus 1 bracket square. It's a repeated root at x equal to minus 1. So this is your repeated root. Let's find the y-intercept then. For the y-intercept, substitute x equal to 0. So you are going to get y equal to 0 minus 1, 0 square plus 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1. Basically it's minus 1 times 1, which is minus 1. Now that you have everything, think about how the graph will be. Is it going to be uphill or downhill? So if you multiply x with x square, you know that the graph is just going to be uphill, right? And we're going to have a repeated root at minus 1. So let us try how to draw this graph. So label your axis x and y. we're having positive 1, 1 comma 0, negative 1 comma 0, and we have the y-intercept as negative 1, so 0 comma negative 1. We have a repeated root at this point, yeah, and we also know that the graph is going to be uphill and it should touch at the repeated root. So what I'm thinking is the graph should touch at the repeated root, pass through the intercept, and then go ahead like that, yeah. Once you have identified how the graph looks like, go ahead and sketch it. Like that. Oops. So that's the graph of y equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more such videos. Thank you.